Welcome back to the Mouthful of Sand podcast. You're listening to Tim, and I'm here with the boys Lucas and Cody. How we doing, fellas?
Yo.
Mate, good. Happy to be here.
What's going on, lads?
Get keen. You know what, boys? I reckon that within 4 more episodes, people will be so tired of listening to the podcast that they won't even get past this stage. But let's hope that doesn't end up happening. Anyways.
I'm surprised I've made it this far.
Yeah, episode 2, that's a big step. Like,
that's pretty big.
You know, you can put out episode 1 and people can listen to it a bit by accident, you know? But once it's episode 2, it starts being a choice. And people start taking responsibility.
You guys are choosing to listen to us. Just remember that.
Yeah.
We are very thankful for you. Don't get us wrong. Thank you so much for listening, but we just don't really understand why you're here. Anyways,
what do you mean?
we've got quite an interesting discussion point to start us off. You know, in case you've forgotten from last week, we're big fans of eating sand, but that's not the only thing that we like to eat. We're also pretty big when it comes to bacon and egg rolls, and I think it's fair to say that we have the Australian bacon and egg roll connoisseur himself in the podcast. Cody, can you tell us, in your professional opinion, what is the best bacon and egg roll, and how does one make it?
Well, where do I start? First of all, who am I to comment on a bacon and egg roll? You know, you've just called me the bacon and egg roll connoisseur, and I will say, 50% of my diet is bacon and egg rolls. I eat 2 meals a day. One of them is a bacon and egg roll. If I get a second one in, like that might not even happen. Let's just say, I've eaten a lot of bacon and egg rolls in my time. And I've come up with a bit of a bacon and egg roll margin. And I've decided that the only thing acceptable on a bacon and egg roll before you cross into the dangerous territory of a breakfast burger. And I'm scared of anyone that orders a breakfast burger over a bacon and egg roll. They know something that we don't. And I'm scared. So the only few things you can put on a bacon and egg roll, I think, and I'm open to discussion here, but if you disagree, you're probably wrong. Hash browns, cheese, tomato relish. Anything else? It's breakfast burger territory. If you put avo on there... I hope
you're actually putting bacon and egg in there with that.
Of course. Nah. Of course. I mean, that goes without saying.
It's just a hash brown with the relish and the cheese, bro. I don't know if I'd be eating that.
I'm in agreement with that. I agree with that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because, like, do you know what I mean? People, like, want to put avocado on there, or, like, what else? Like, aioli, maybe,
that's
rocket.
Sinful. That is
exactly.
Sinful.
That's not on.
Exactly. If you're gonna, like, do that, you have to tell them. That's a bacon and egg roll with avocado. You know, that's not just a bacon and egg roll.
I want to know who is the worker that is making that bacon and egg roll for them with the avocado on there. Because I mean, sorry, but I don't think they should be making bacon and egg rolls. That is actually sinful.
There needs to be some sort of like cafe standard that when you're employed, if they ask you, what do you put on a bacon and egg roll, and they even start the word avocado, they're out the door. It's not on.
Like, why'd they come in for the interview at that point? Seriously. I agree with that, though. Where's the contract? Maybe they should have, like, a universal bacon and egg roll contract in hospitality, just so, like, we shouldn't even be talking about this.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like the Krabby Patty formula, bro. Like, it is consistent, it stays the same, and it never changes. And it's always perfect. Not that I've ever had a Krabby Patty, but I know that it looks good.
Precisely.
Yeah, it does. It does. Where do you boys reckon... Like, talk me through your best bacon and egg roll, because I know where mine is, but you guys go first, because I'm getting overexcited here. Where's your best bacon and egg roll? Do you have a go-to spot? Was it a one-off? Talk me through it.
Give me 2 seconds. I got to think about that. You go, Tim.
You know what? I might get, a bit of backlash for saying this, but in all honesty, I think the best bacon and egg rolls that I've had have come from my school canteen. Like,
the school canteen.
In complete honesty, like, obviously, it's not as if you're going to some respectable restaurant. Like, it's really poor quality stuff. but it's just the taste that you become so accustomed to. And that kind of formed my basis for what a good bacon and egg roll tastes like. It was probably like 80% plastic, but that's my
I'm
pinnacle.
glad that you can admit that, but I'm very glad that you can admit that.
I think, if you're saying a bacon and egg roll, like, that's formed the foundations of not only your palate, but I would say your entire character. So
Yeah.
I can't argue with that. Do you still go back there now? Do they let you in the school to like get bacon and egg rolls?
Well, no, look, the
Tim,
thing
you've
is
got
that
you've been here 6 days this week, man.
There've been a few restraining orders, and I don't want to get into the legal situation.
Oh my gosh.
But
No.
I'm no longer allowed on school grounds because I've gone back in and they're like, Tim, mate, you graduated in 1945. Dude, you're not a student here. You can't come to the canteen. So, I'll just say that I don't really eat bacon and egg rolls anymore because it brings up painful memories of lawsuits, and it's not good.
I've being pinned to the ground by the security guard, yeah.
I've got like a mental image of Tim like handing a kid like a $5 note through the fence, like, please go get me a bacon egg roll and bring it to me.
Oh, that's good.
I can imagine that. What about you, Lucas?
I thought about it, and I realized that the best ever bacon and egg roll that I ever had, I actually don't know where it came from. I was actually working on my first job, which is I was helping set up mobile stages for like music events, and they just used to throw out the credit card to us and be like, yo, buy lunch, buy breakfast, buy whatever. So instead of buying lunch, we just bought the same breakfast 3 times that day, which was the same bacon and egg roll from this spot in, it was Bondi somewhere. I know it was in Bondi, and I know it was close to the beach, but that's all I have. I just remember it like, you know when you eat food after starving all day, and it doesn't matter what it is, it just tastes so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like that, but I wasn't hungry. It just tasted that good, you know?
Well, that's saying something.
Oh, yeah.
I'm intrigued now. I really want to try your guys' both respective bacon egg rolls and be like, and compare them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a future video. We'll do like a tour to like 3 fully grown adults. We'll go to Tim's high school, and then we'll go to Bondi, and then we'll see what happens.
Oh my
gosh. Think
we might not be allowed to post that, by the
way. Subscribe to the Patreon for that one. My best bacon and egg roll is actually from it's from this little cafe near where I live called Curly's in the suburb of Curl. And they just do the best bacon egg roll. It's $10, get a bacon egg roll, a hash brown, and a coffee.
Ooh.
Seriously.
It's
outstanding. It's good every day. You cannot go wrong, boys. One day, you got to come out here and try it. I'll bring you out here.
Heading out.
And you can try the greatest bacon egg roll. And if you disagree with me, we may have an issue.
Well, look, by the way you've described it, it sounds good to me, so I am keen.
Dude, it's good. Trust me, I've got a good palate.
Yeah.
One more thing. Eggs, runny, or what's the word? Cooked? Hard?
Yeah,
not runny?
I know what you mean. Like sunny side up, kind of like cooked.
Yeah.
That
sunny side up or the other.
Yeah.
The other.
Yeah. That is a hard one, and I don't know if you guys are gonna judge me or not by my answer, but I want to hear you first.
I'm sunny side up.
Wait.
I'm runny.
Oh, okay. Oh, good.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same.
Because I was going to say I'm runny as well.
You gotta have it runny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It tastes way better.
Yeah.
You just know when you like squeeze down on the top of the bacon egg roll, and then the egg run. Oh, stop it!
I hope
you
guys are all hungry
so
listening to this as well.
Oh.
Like, I hope it's getting you hungry because
it's
making me hungry.
Agreed.
Maybe episode 3, we'll just do it all from our kitchens.
I like that. Sounds like a
bacon
plan.
egg rolls the whole time. The audio will be really good.
100%.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Just
cooking with mouthful of sand.
Hey guys. Anyways.
We'll do some ASMR like real close to the mic.
Oh yeah. I know we're definitely planning that, aren't we, boys?
100%.
I think so.
That'll actually be the next 7 or 8 episodes. It's just ASMR of us eating bacon and egg rolls.
Once we run out of ideas, we'll just do that every week. I'm totally in.
I like that.
Do you boys do you like miss high school at all? Because I mean, like you would, everyone hears it. Like people say, "Oh, enjoy high school. It's the best time of your life." But like, it was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it, but I don't miss it like at all. I graduated 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I just don't miss it at all.
See, I really miss the bacon and egg rolls. But other than that, nah.
I think we know
not
that.
Really. I mean, there's aspects of it. You know, being able to see your mates every day, and just the general like culture, I suppose, that you have with your boys or your squad. That's something that I miss. But in terms of like the pressure that you get for the HSE or for your IB, whatever it is, that's like a really destructive, concept that schools tend to hold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's a bit of a weird culture, the HSC culture. I feel like it's. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really stress about my exams and stuff. It's not really in my nature to sort of get really worked up about that stuff. I remember having a conversation with you about it, Tim, and you were kind of a bit the opposite, where you really put your head down and worked really hard. And I don't know. I was always just so cruisy.
Yeah.
And I never really. What do you reckon, Lucas? Like, because I didn't really get fazed by it, but it does breed that really like toxic culture sometimes, and it really stresses kids out, and it just shouldn't. So.
And it weighs on you heavily, like even, I think it kind of changes like you after your HSC as well. Like you get a lot of kids that, you know, they push themselves to the limit doing the HSC, and then after they just didn't want to study anymore. You know what I mean? So it really does have that way of, you know, molding you. But I don't know. I'd say I'm kind of in the same boat where I just really miss hanging out with friends all day.
Yeah.
Like, all the stories, like, sorry, and like all the memories that you had of just like chilling with your mates, like you can't really top that in your adult life. I mean, you can in other ways though. Like nothing would be the same as that.
Yeah, there's definitely I agree. There's definitely good memories to hold on to from it, but and the day-to-day was fun, like sitting around at recess and just playing basketball at lunch and stuff. Laugh at me, I'm 5'8", whatever. That was fun, but like I don't really, as a whole, don't miss it.
Agreed.
You know what was funny? The muck-up days every year, they were always good.
Muck-up days were good
at my school anyway.
Oh yeah.
See,
I went to
no, you go, Cody.
Yeah, you go, Tim. Okay. Tim went to an all-boys school as well, so I don't know if it was similar, but all boys schools were chaotic.
Yeah.
As it was.
So just like imagine, bro.
Just like knowing muck-up day was coming was just like, it was just exciting. I don't know. It was just, and I remember when we were in year 7, it was a particularly intense muck-up day. It was like, so we had roll call before recess.
Yeah.
And I just remember, like, imagine being 12, like you just finished your first year of high school pretty much, 12 or 13, however old you are. And I just remember roll call went, and I walked outside, and year 12s poured in from like all the different entrances. And I went to my school was really small, so that it was probably at that time 450, 500 people. So it was probably about 80 in each year, 90, something like that.
Yeah.
And just these borderline, because you're men in year 12, like you're getting there, you know, you're 18 at that point, just coming in with like eggs, man. Like one kid in my year got like his whole body covered in a fire extinguisher. I just remember seeing him standing in the middle of the playground like, what? But he just didn't know what to do. We all ran out of the school because we were so scared, like over to the like service station over the road and stuff. It was crazy. But the good story from this, because that stuff would happen to every school. The clever thing they did that year, which I thought was really cool, they went down, I don't know how they did this, and I'll have to try and find the photo. I've only just thought of this now. They went down to like the local dam near my house, near our school, excuse me, and they caught eels, like big eels as well, like this long, like thick, like this drink bottle, like, and filled up the bathroom sinks with the water and somehow and blocked it and put like 4 eels, 2 in each sink.
You're joking.
Yeah. And like I remember, I must have been, for whatever reason, me and a couple of my mates were out of class early, and we walked into the bathroom and we're just like, how good is that though?
I actually harmless. Have no words. I have no words.
So harmless, so clever.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, look, I assumed that the eels were fine. I assumed they just put them back in the dam after.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, I don't know how they even pulled that off. Like, I don't know how you catch an eel, let alone numerous eels.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they did it. I've heard some interesting stories from a couple guys in the years above you at your school, Tim. Did anything go down?
I mean, for us, our school kind of started getting a little bit apprehensive about Muck Up Day. A few years before I was in year 12, there was one time where they directed the traffic of the highway outside of the school straight, like, through the middle of the campus. They glued gates shut all over the place. There was one year when they got...
Hang on.
Yeah,
we cannot just glance over the fact
please.
That a group of 17-year-olds redirected highway traffic through your school. How did they pull that off?
You know,
could you how does that work?
I'm as in awe as you guys are. I suppose traffic cones are actually more influential than we realize. Apparently, they just got all these cones and they're like, yep, come on, traffic through this way, and it seemed to work. I don't know the specifics, but like,
I've actually never thought about that.
That is
but how powerful are traffic cones? You could have these kids, no authority.
Yeah.
Put a couple of orange cones out. You literally own the highway now, so that's cool.
A few bits
that's
of
insane.
Rubber are that powerful. You know, that much power in your hands, and it's like yay tall.
It's insane.
Yeah,
you know,
insane.
You put on some high vis, you get a couple of cones, and you can genuinely change the world.
Yeah, forget starting a business. You are the business.
That is another one. The high vis thing. You can literally put on some high vis, ladder under your arm, and you could just walk into any business district, any whatever, and pretend that you're a tradie.
Dude, have you guys seen that video? Have you guys seen that video where what did they do? Do you guys watch David Dobrik?
I know of him, but I don't watch any of his stuff. No.
Yeah, one of his vlogs, and people, if anyone's listening, they'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They did this thing where they would just carry a ladder around.
Yeah.
And it was that exact idea where it's like, if you just carry a ladder, you can get in anywhere. And they would just go to the cinema and be like, yeah, hey guys, just nod to the guy with the ladder, and they'd just walk straight in. It's so good.
Oh my gosh.
Serious.
It's crazy.
That's the most important part of any man's arsenal. A high vis and a ladder.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's it. And maybe some traffic cones too. But I was gonna say, like, especially being like a worker or any kid just working a job. If you see someone coming in that looks like a tradie, like, even if you're questioning it, you're probably just standing there like, I don't really know if I want to call this in because the higher ups probably know what's going on. So
exactly. If someone did that to me,
don't question. Yeah.
No, because I would do that if the guy was like, hey man, just working on the aircon. I'd be like, yeah man, come in.
Well, look,
coffee?
I actually have no way to top what you guys have said, because out in the West, we definitely don't get as many opportunities to, because they just cut it off before it can happen.
Right.
I remember, the only thing we did was the classic post-it notes all over one of the teacher's car. He was a sick teacher. He was a nice dude. But that's about the extent of what we can do, because, we used to get some pretty crazy things happening in school. And, not good things either. So it's they kind of just cut it off before it can happen.
Right, yeah. I think you're at a co-ed school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, those are all boys' schools as well. They're just a different breed.
Yeah.
It's just there's no balance.
Yeah.
There is no balance. It's so much fun.
At the same time, I feel
though.
like a lot of, especially with schools like that, a lot of boys just know, they know the limit. Sometimes they push past the limit, but I think a lot of boys kind of understand that, we can't go too far, otherwise it will never happen again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then again, in my area, everyone just lets it go too far.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
We definitely pushed the boundaries, but it was never them throwing eggs in year 7 was probably the most sort of intense that it ever got because you cannot throw an egg at a 12-year-old kid. Like, because some of those kids would have been 18 as well. That is just straight up assault. Like, so
that is. It's such a hostile environment to walk into at such a young age.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that was a good day. I do miss that. There was definitely an aura when you're in early high school of like how scary the year 12s were.
Yeah.
And then I just feel did you guys find that as well, that has sort of like dissipated now? Like that's not really a thing. The year 7s aren't really scared of year 12s anymore.
I have found
it's
that.
hard to tell. Okay.
At least
I don't know. Maybe it's just my school then. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose I kind of like looked at the year 12s, as you were saying before, they're like full-grown men. But
yeah.
You know, when I was in year 12, the year 7s were kind of just like, yeah, so what, man? You're a big nerd.
Yeah.
You're doing your HSE. You got no power.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like,
right. Pretty confident, hey?
Yeah.
Dude, they started kicking our balls away. You know when like your basketball or your footy goes near them? They had the sheer audacity to kick out, and let me tell you, we went out of our way to return the favour.
Having none of it, eh?
We had these two, so our school was really small, like I said, so we had two major blocks, A block and G block, and then our only playground was just concrete. So it's just a big concrete quadrangle, maybe the size of like a footy field. We had no grass. And the thing was like, you could kick the balls onto the roof. So, mate, if your ball went to a year 12, it was gone.
Straight up there, yeah.
Yeah, I lost so many balls in high school, man. That was...
you win some, you lose some, bro.
You do.
Hey, Tim, just before we go anywhere,
what
are you doing here?
I'm trying to do
watching you jump around
a little bit of parkour. I'm not very good at it, but it's pretty wild. I won't lie.
Trying the new parkour range.
No. I've never been very good at the Minecraft parkour, but you know, I try my hardest.
For a bunch of kids that aren't that good at the parkour thing, I don't know why we added it in, but hey, it's fun.
Yeah, keeps us entertained.
It does.
Sick.
Another thing, this is what I was thinking about this during the week. As I mentioned, I'm not the biggest eater in the world, so if I have an early shift at work, I will often. This is just sounds so unhealthy when I say it out loud.
Oh no!
If I have an early shift, like I'll start at 7, I won't go on my break till like 11:30, 12, which is like 5 hours. So you're not eating till midday.
Yeah.
To get through that, I will often, because I work in a bar. I can't remember if I mentioned that on the podcast.
Guys, he works in a bar.
Are you employed, Cody?
I am.
He
employed.
actually has
No.
You guys heard it first. This man's employed.
I'm employed.
Cody.
And we have a coffee shop there as well. So like I often just in the morning will go in and just make myself chocolate milkshakes. And the diversity of a chocolate milkshake it's unbelievable. It will fill you up. It's a borderline meal. It is a borderline meal. And it's good for recovery after exercise. You can drink it at breakfast.
Yeah.
The diversity of chocolate milkshakes, it's underrated. They don't get enough credit.
Agreed.
They don't get enough credit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Well, I guess it checks out because, you know, Oak, and what's their motto? It's like kill hungry, thirsty,
dead. Nice.
Makes sense.
That's very true. You know, like you'll have a chocolate milkshake with, you know, your waffle for breakfast if you're feeling rowdy, and then you have it with your chicken schnitty or your burger or something if you go to the pub for dinner, or the range that it has, unmatched.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love.
And you know what as well, especially in Australia. I know a lot of you that are watching will be from Australia, but for those that aren't, Australia is also the country that has Up and Go, where they've pretty much taken that idea and they've legitimately turned it into an actual breakfast drink.
I didn't even think about that.
It's crazy.
I didn't even think about Up and Goes. It's just, mate, Up and Goes are great, by the way.
They're sick, and it's like, It's so Australian too.
Do you guys? What's your favorite up and go flavor?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna say chocolate with vanilla in close second.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That is the correct answer. Chocolate with vanilla in close second is. Yeah. Because they advertise it literally as 2 Weet-Bix and milk, so it's like food.
Yeah.
You know,
Weet-Bix, that's the one. Yeah, Weet-Bix are the breakfast cereal of Australia.
One of my all-time craziest school experiences involves up and go. So,
oh no.
It was like sport in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was sport one morning. I don't quite remember, but no, it must have been like Saturday morning sport. And, you know, I'm down in the gym, just doing my exercise, about to go off for a run. And then one of the members, I did like CrossFit at school. One of our team members comes running in late, and they're like, you know what, that's fine. We're not even going to worry asking why you're late. We're about to start. Let's go. And so there we are. We're running along for the warm-up. And this guy used to be the biggest chatterbox there was, but he just wasn't saying anything. So we're all a bit like, yeah, okay, something's off. And we keep going. Everything seems fine. Finish the warm-up, get into our exercise. And then we're about halfway through, and he just runs off to the bathroom. You know, didn't come back for maybe 15 minutes. We're like, okay, mate, he must be sick. So, just as we're about to go in and check on him, he, you know, walks out. He's real pale. We're like, oh, mate, what's wrong? He said, you know, I've just been sick. And we sat him down, and we're like, you know, have you picked up a bug or something? Have you been sick past few days? And he was like, no. And then we go, what did you have for breakfast? And he looks up, and he's dead serious, and he says, 7 up and goes. And we're like, dude, are you for real? And he was like, yeah, 7 up and goes. And that's why you've been sick, mate. And then we started to realize that this was just his normal thing. Like, he'd get to school, he'd go to the canteen, and he'd just get heaps and heaps of up and goes. And that was like his start to the school day. 7 or 8 up and goes.
Wait. So, and how many Weet-Bix are in an up and go?
I think they say like 2.
Supposedly.
Is that many Weet-Bix? Plus like chocolate milkshake.
Just the amount of milk that is. Well, how many mils are in an up and go? Like 250?
Yeah,
something like that.
That's like 2 liters of milk. What, liter and a half?
That's insane.
Every morning.
Bro, no wonder he threw up. How does he not throw up every morning?
Expensive breakfast.
This is why I have
up and goes aren't cheap.
That have lactose intolerance.
Yeah.
It's because of this man.
Look, this guy's ruining it for everyone. You know, it wasn't weird. You made it weird. Now he's making it weird.
Now he's going to pour these genes into the next generation.
Up and go is going to suffer because people just won't be able to have
it. Their guts won't be able to handle it.
Did you guys?
You could argue that, like...
No, you go.
No, you go.
Go, Cody.
Like, up and goes... I mean, how long was he drinking these 8 up and goes a day? Because it's gonna like be a bit of a rise in the up and go economy, and then just the downfall with the inevitable lactose intolerance.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
Oh man, what a thought.
Did you boys have any sort of experiences like that when you guys were at school, or was stuff for you pretty tame?
Not particularly like. Not like up and go, but just like that high school experience.
Yeah.
Like the event kind of. Yeah. Okay.
I've got 2 answers to that question because, like I said, small school, all boys, a lot of energy, stuff like maybe not to that extent. That's a weird one. That's like kind of in its own sort of category. Yeah, but we had kids jumping through like table tennis tables and stuff just because they thought it was funny.
Oh my God.
Stuff like that happened all day. I'll show you that video actually. That I can't say that now and not pull it up, but I don't know where it is. Maybe I'll bring it up next week in the pod. I'll show you boys. Yeah. It's one of the greats. But in terms of, I actually do have a milk story as well, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, which is also circling back to Muck Up Day. As a kid in the year above me.
Look, I just need to say this before you go on. I don't know how much my guts can handle this. I can already feel my guts churning.
We should
I want to hear about. I want to hear about. I want to hear.
So, this kid has taken it upon himself to do essentially a solo mission on. It wasn't even Muck Up Day. It was just like the last week of school for them.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And he just did the 2-liter rainbow milk challenge that people used to do like 10 years ago. Yeah, putting food colouring in the milk. He did that in the middle of the playground, and I reckon like half the school, like 300 people, because he was waiting there with his milk after when recess started, so he came out of roll call, and everyone was just watching him just scull this milk, and then in turn excrete the milk from his mouth via the milk. Just in front of like 300 kids, and we were all just like, why?
I mean, the thing with that is it's guaranteed that you're going to throw up.
Yeah. No one's like, why would
you do it?
This. I'll be fine. It's not how it
works. Yeah. He also jumped into a fan, like a ceiling fan, with his head one night at a party just for fun. I don't know. Interesting guy.
He's one of those.
Interesting
guy.
He's one of those
kind of person you're talking about. Yeah.
No, he was really intelligent though as well. He got like a 98 ATAR or something. Just a weird balance of strange and hardworking.
Actually,
I guess I don't know.
That is a different kind of kid. But now I also know what kind of kid that is. It's like the smart ones that are like they're still a bit off the chain, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
So we done wrap up the milk talk now?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like the thing that happened at my school. But in all honesty, a lot of the stuff that happened at school was either boring or it's kind of like unfortunate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I had this one story, I was like, should I say it? But it was like one of the people that was in my brother's year group, like it was a friend of mine as well. He just decided to do parkour one day.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, with schools, there's like multiple levels and stuff, right? And there's this one right next to the canteen where it's a bridge, and then another platform under it where the canteen is, and then a staircase down into another level. And he tried to get onto that bridge, but he didn't make it. So he ended up falling like 3 to 4 stories. And then I tell you, I can't remember seeing him much after that.
Jeez.
Really? Yeah. Was he sweet? Like?
He was not. No, he actually had to get his front teeth like reconstructed and stuff like that. And in all honesty, he wasn't the same person after that day. He was just so different. I don't know.
That's weird. Yeah. Did he ever get back into parkour? I doubt it.
No, he did. He did.
He did?
Yeah, that's the thing with people with parkour, and shout out to Chris and Kaz. Both of you are much like this as well. When someone in parkour, like, takes an absolute L, like, solid, like, broken bone, whatever, they will do their best to come straight back to it.
Okay.
And in many cases, they do.
They just love it.
And it's like, it's a good sport, and it's... Yeah.
It is. One of my New Year's resolutions was to be able to do a backflip flat by the end of the year. And do a handstand. Because I think, like, New Year's resolutions, just in general, people just set the bar way too high. So I was like, all right, if I can do a handstand, I guess backflipping flat is kind of high because I can't do one currently. But I was like, let's just try to do a handstand and, like, read a book, achievable. Maybe. Just keeping it. Set the bar low, you know, and then you can't be disappointed.
And read a book. Nice.
I have not.
I feel that, Cody. I feel that.
I have not read a book. I listen to heaps of podcasts, though. Does that count?
I mean, I don't think it really counts when someone's reading out to you, you know. But I mean, fair try.
Good effort. Extra effort. Anyway, do you boys do you have any stories about, like, maybe not like maybe at work or something? Do you have any crazy? Because I know I've got some.
And I know you've got some too, bro. Oh my gosh. this man, part, like, separate from him actually being employed, has quite a few stories to tell.
Yeah,
he does.
You go first.
A weird one. It was like, I never get the funny ones. I always get the ones that just, like, they're situations you don't want to be in. And I was like, I came into work one day, and it was a manager that I kind of didn't mesh with too well, but, like, we kind of still had each other's back in a sense. And being in retail, especially with shoes, mind you, like, it feels like if people are coming in to buy shoes, they're animals a lot of the time. But
okay.
Just I was on the shop floor selling, and this guy is just laying into my manager, and it's just so hard to watch. And I had to walk up, and I had to walk up and literally stand between them, because this guy was just getting so heated, and I could just see he was a short man. He was up to here on me. And this is the only time I ever felt intimidating. I stood between them, and you could just see him just like, oh no.
Was your manager short as well?
I'm not actually that big. Yeah, she would have been a little bit shorter.
Oh, it was like a chick.
No.
Right.
The guy ragging into. Oh, sorry. Manager's a lady.
Right.
The guy that was ragging into it was a guy, and you could just see his, you could see his heart sink. Like, oh no, I'm actually not that big of a man to be yelling at a woman and to be standing next to this. I'm not even 6 foot.
No.
So it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
that would be my
I heard this thing the other day. It was like the idea that hospitality workers and retail workers don't get paid enough to care. And I'm just so behind that. And like, my work, for example, it's like it's the definition of like your local. Like, it is like a scat pub, but it's there's just so many characters coming through those doors every day.
Courtesy
so like after you're
yeah?
exactly after you're from work too. No, so after your first like two to 3 months working there, the initial like slap in the face of like, oh my gosh, what is this place? It's a borderline TV show. You just become desensitized to everything to the point where it's like, if you go to work in a bad mood, you're like, I hope someone yells at me today.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you just get desensitized to it.
Yeah.
Did you find that?
I definitely did. I don't think as much, because I couldn't get away with not interacting with the customer nicely, because with retail you're really trying to sell. I guess
True.
With you it's like people come in, they want to have a drink, you know what I mean? With us, like, we have to convince people that they want this shoe. Like, I had to tell them that they wanted it, you know?
Yeah.
So I didn't get as much of a freedom to just be like, you know what, mate?
Yeah.
You're like 5 foot, and I don't care. You know?
I don't say that. Like, I don't say that either. But it's just like, yeah, you just become like blunt. If someone yells at me, you just go, okay, mate, are you done? Are you done? And then but it's still the same where you've kind of got to be like, okay, sir, let's take a deep breath. What's the problem? Why is this the problem? Let's move on. Whereas at the start, you can get quite rattled in those situations because it can be confronting. There's a fully grown man yelling at you.
Point where I've been just like, I just haven't given a damn, and I'll just kind of just be like, you know, I cannot be bothered talking to you right now. But like, not a lot. So tell us a story. Give us one. I'm keen to hear what you have.
I'll try. Like, they do have an one. This one is. I reckon this one was pretty funny. I'm really not setting myself as a good worker here, but as a bartender, intoxication with people can be touch and go. Like, sometimes it's hard to tell if someone's drunk, because someone can have 12 beers, but he's a raging alcoholic, so he's fine. Whereas someone can come in and have 2 glasses of wine, and you're like, okay, you've had enough.
Yeah.
So one night, we're open really late on Fridays and Saturdays. We close at 6 a.m. So I was on the graveyard shift. I was on overnight, and it must have been 1 a.m. There was like a handful of people still around, but it was pretty quiet.
Yeah.
And this one guy comes in. I could tell he was kind of intoxicated, but he was just sitting by himself, like playing on an iPad or something.
Yeah.
On a laptop, which is a random thing to do at a pub, but
Yeah.
I don't know, especially at 1 a.m. on a Friday.
A bit unusual.
He's a weird guy, obviously. Yeah, a bit of context for where this is going. So he came up, he got a beer, and I was like, okay, he's kind of intoxicated, but again, sitting by himself, he can have a beer. Comes up again about half an hour later. So he wasn't drinking them quick either. It was like half an hour, 45 later. Comes up, gets another one. And I was like, all right, mate, that's going to be your last one. Comes up again in 45 minutes. And he's like, can I get another beer? I was like, mate, sorry, I can't serve you. You're intoxicated. He was kind of just like, you could tell in his facial expression, the way he was talking.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And so my coworker thinks this is very funny. I almost could have lost my job for this because I was like, all right, mate, look, you're sitting by yourself. You're not doing anything. You can have another drink, but this will be your last one. Just promise me you'll behave. I quote that. Promise me you'll behave. My mate at work just says this to me all the time now because it's... Anyway, he goes and sits, like, we have like an outdoor terrace, so he was sitting out there, and there's kind of like, you know that stuff they put on glass sometimes and you can't see through it? I don't know what it's called. Yeah,
like you're talking about the one-way glass? Like you can only see one way?
Sort of. It's like a decal.
Yeah.
There's like a decal. Yeah. It makes the window a bit blurry, so you can't really see outside, and I was the only one on the bar at this point, and someone comes in, I kid you not, maybe 5 minutes later, and goes, hey man, just thought I should let you know, someone is sitting outside hurling schooners over the fence onto the main road. And I was like...
No!
I do kind of think it's funny, even though I could have lost my job.
Oh,
just
man,
a guy just sitting there.
Tipped him over.
A guy just sitting there with his legs up, just going, just the idea of him just going, just over the fence. Just...
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And when I finished work that night, I went outside to the main road and there was just like 5 broken schooners all on the ground.
Oh my god!
Would have taken some tires out, dude. Surely. Yeah.
Wait, so what does your mate say to you like now, like after that story?
Just like we have quite a good relationship with our customers and stuff as well because they're there every day and all this. And my mate, he's just like a bit of an idiot. So every time like he'll serve a customer, he'll just like go. Yeah, mate, just make sure you behave yourself when he puts the beer up, and then he just looks at me. And I'm like, shut up.
Oh, man.
But,
dude, that is quite special.
That's one hell of a
That's the one you're going to be telling your kids one day, I'll tell you that.
There's funny more where that came from.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Tim, do you have one?
See, I don't have that many, but... So I help coach at a martial arts school, and one of the other coaches, my mate, really good guy, and he knows his stuff. Like, if I was a 7-year-old who was starting to learn karate, I'd be like, yo, he's the man. He knows what's up.
He's the guy.
So he's showing this footwork drill to some of the younger kids, and it's not a very difficult drill. You know, it's kind of, running through the ladder, easy stuff. And out of all the possible ways to get injured in a martial arts school, this is not the way you want to tell people. He's doing the drill, and he rolls his ankle.
Yeah.
And he breaks his ankle, this guy, just by rolling it.
Just from doing like a little...
Doing a really simple footwork drill. I mean...
Man,
Dude, you would just tell people, like, I was fighting some massive guy and he just kicked me really hard.
Yeah. Actually, no, he came out with a crowbar. He came out with a crowbar. That's how he did it.
Yeah, I was trying a triple backflip hammer kick, but no, it was, I was showing the 7 and 8-year-olds this footwork drill, rolled my ankle and broke it.
No. Oh, man. I feel for him, dude. I feel for him.
Do you work there as well, Tim, still, or?
Yeah. No, I'm still coaching there now and then. When, obviously with COVID, it made it a bit difficult, but now getting back into the swing of things, training and helping out, teaching. Good. Yeah.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, you're definitely my pick of the 3 if like we ever get in trouble, We'll send Tim.
We'll just throw him at them.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, boys. I'll just bore them to death with heaps of useless facts.
That's actually a good point. This man, I don't know how he does it. You'll mention any subject and he'll have something to say about it, and it's
true.
facts. Like, he can look it up and it would be right.
Well, I don't know about that.
We need to start. Yeah, it's just gonna come out one day because that's what happens. Something will just switch and you'll go, boys, you know what? I actually know a little bit about this, and then you'll just somehow you must be really good at trivia.
I've not done a lot of trivia, but yeah, I'll give it a go.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Yeah, we'll put it to the test one day.
Yeah, why not?
We could do that on a potty. We could do like,
episode.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I actually have. Just so you guys know, I actually do have something lined up like that.
Oh,
so
excellent!
Okay.
We'll have a trivia day one day. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyways, boys.
So have you guys been any new music releases?
Yeah.
Anything on your radar?
What? This week I've been listening to a lot of my boy Joji.
Dude.
Nice. Good choice.
Yeah.
You know what?
Joji is
the musical diversity that he has. You know, you hear some artists, and not to say they're not good, but a lot of the stuff they release, you know, sounds really similar. And you can tell that they're just kind of recycling some of their really great ideas. Joji, it's
mate, it ain't no Pink Season album.
Oh, no way. And that's getting into a whole nother discussion.
Nah, I'll stop there.
But
I'll stop there.
The diversity he has is amazing. So I've been listening to Ballads 1 just on repeat all week.
Yeah, great album. Great album.
Any particular ones there, bro? Like particular songs?
Wow. You know what? I think
there's a few to choose from.
If I had to say top 3 on Ballads 1, I'd say, and this is in no particular order, Slow Dancing in the Dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wanted You and Attention. I reckon.
Yeah, I was going to say, Attention's got to be in there.
Attention's
I think two things. Two things about just the sheer evolution from like Filthy Frank to this an unbelievable artist is so funny.
It's so good.
Joji is he's the guy in my friend group, so there's like 6 of us. 2 of us are sort of like really into our indie rock, and then the other 4 are like strictly rap, R&B, all that sort of stuff, and we don't cross over at all.
Yeah.
But Joji is the only artist where like we'll put him on and all 6 of us will be like, yep.
Yeah.
This is it. Yeah. He's the glue. He's the glue that holds you all together.
100%. What about you, Lucas?
I was listening to it is kind of a new release, but not that these have to be new releases, but a band called Knuckle Puck. They're kind of like this it's kind of in the pop punk field, just kind of in that rock, like pop rock kind of genre.
Okay.
But I've been really bumping their latest 3-track. It's really worth checking it out. You know what? I cannot actually remember the name of the actual 3-track. Let me get that up for you.
Check it up and put it in the Spotify. I'll definitely.
Definitely. But so actually no, it's part of an album.
Okay.
Funnily enough, I don't know what the name of the album is yet, but 3 songs will be on there. It's their latest music. It all sounds really good, especially if you want some entry-level pop punk. Like it's definitely some stuff to listen to. Yeah.
What a great band name, Knuckle Punk. That's sick.
That's a very cool name.
Knuckle Punk. They sound like,
Puck, Puck.
Yeah, they Knuckle Puck kind of is like a metaphor for how me and Tim viewed you, Lucas. Where it's like they look like they will like beat you up and steal your keys, but then like turns out they're actually pretty cool. Like, you know what I mean?
You know what? That's very accurate, Cody.
Lucas didn't smile for the first 6 days I knew him.
It
not
was
once.
Terrifying.
Oh man.
It wasn't even. There was not even like a. It was just standing up the back wall, hands in the pockets against the beanie on.
Oh man, I'm sorry for that. The story is, by the way, like I'm not like, I'm kind of introverted, but at the same time when I'm around like the boys, like obviously like these two boys here, I open up so much. So like first day of TAFE, I was having none of it with all these new people, but finally got to sit down with Cody and Tim, and I was like, that's it, I'm saved. I found the only two boys that I'm going to care about for the next year.
Found the fellas.
Yeah.
So
that was weird, right? Like starting TAFE, that was the first time I'd sort of been, apart from when I got my job, but that was like 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
Like that was just being thrust into a new environment. Because I'm the same. I would say I'm quite a extroverted person. Yeah. But I felt very like, and especially because so many other people in the class clicked straight away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas it took, I spoke to Tim a little bit early on, but it still took like a couple of weeks to really sort of like get comfortable, which was strange. But you know, here we are. I've been
Yeah, who you been blasting
that's
this
what
week,
we're talking
Cody?
about. How did we get there? So I've got two. There's this band called Super Thick. Great name as well, I reckon.
No,
which is just
that's
sort of like
a solid name.
they're sort of just like they seem just like a super fun sort of pop, like funk kind of disco band. They're really cool. They're a new band. They haven't got too many songs, and I don't know if you boys have this as well. So this band called Jungle. I'm not sure if you heard of them. They're like quite big. They're like massive in the UK.
Yeah.
And I've just discovered them, and like they've instantly just become. You know when you just find a band and you're like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
I'm like annoyed. I'm annoyed at myself that it took me this long to find Jungle, dude. They've just got two albums, and they are they're sick. They're sick. One song in particular is called "Pray" by Jungle. That's my pick of the week.
All right.
Sick. I'll definitely check it out.
Do you guys get that with bands though?
Yeah.
Where like you
definitely.
find someone and you're like, I'm annoyed it took me this long. It's so
You're
strange.
like, this is so good.
But at the same
How
time,
haven't I been exposed?
you're happy as well.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah, at the same time, you
best.
love it because it's like, oh, here's all this music that I can listen to without having to wait for a next release. You know? It's like it's like finding a really good TV show.
Yeah.
100%, and it's finished. All the seasons are out, and you can just go straight into it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's a bit the same with me with the Strokes, because obviously like the Strokes, great band, everyone knows them. I only really started listening to them this year, just like out of pure naivety, and like naivety that I hadn't already listened to them, and I again annoyed at myself that it took me this long, you know. But here we are.
Yeah.
Mad. Well, check it out, guys.
Yeah, so remember
it's
to
all gonna
go
be put up
check
on the,
out the
playlist.
collaborative playlist. You know, if you've got song suggestions that you think we'd like based on what we've put in the playlist, let us know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We're getting to that time of the podcast where people are going to really put on their thinking caps, because I think it's time that Cody gives us the sandbox question.
Oh.
Here we go.
Here we go.
What is it this week, Cody? Let's hear it.
My favorite point of the week.
This is just open for, as always, open for a discussion here. If your 5-year-old self, with your 5-year-old brain, was put into your current body, what would he do?
And position, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He's just like, imagine like a 5-year-old with like, I would say the physical attributes of an adult. So he would have your coordination. Like he would be as good a soccer player as I currently am, for example, because that's my thing. I play soccer. Same as you, Lucas. Like he'd be a good drummer.
Yeah.
Whatever. So it's just his brain. So like, what would he do? Do you know what I mean? I think yeah. What do you reckon? It's a hard question to answer, and people come up with good things sometimes. Maybe it's a bit of a thinker.
Mate, that is a bit of a thinker. 5 years as well.
The
There's a lot of development between 5 and 22.
Yeah. Well, I reckon my 5-year-old little 5-year-old Cody would just run around like a maniac. Just the menace that I am today, but like with unlimited energy. That just sounds almost terrible, but just terrifying.
Yeah. 5-year-old me would be like, does that mean I can drink now? Nah, jokes. I wasn't thinking about that.
5-year-old you sounds
rowdy.
rowdy.
You know what? I just thought of something. Imagine, all right, your 5-year-old self's like here, right? He's here, and all of a sudden he stands up, and he's like this much taller. Not that you can see what my hand is. Imagine you'd feel like a giant.
Yeah. How exciting would that be as a 5-year-old?
Like an actual giant. I think that's what I would be like appreciating the most. I'd be like trying to touch the roof and stuff like that.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how when you're a kid, that's like the measurement of like success is how fast you are and how tall you are. Yeah. Like all the girls just one of the fast kids in primary school. Like how does that work?
Yeah. Oh man. Oh.
It doesn't work anymore. I'm like, imagine trying to talk to a girl and being like, yeah, I'm the fastest in this room. So.
It looks like you're just going to have to date me.
Unfortunately. Sorry about that.
See, sort of on that very topic, you know, being an adult when you're looking for new clothes, it sucks so much that specifically shoes or even pants, it doesn't come into account how fast they look. It's about affordability and sizing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's so boring. Let's just all get light up shoes again. Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
You know what? I reckon
Heelys, bro. Heelys.
My 5-year-old self would probably go out looking for light up Heelys that would fit my feet. And that way they could run so fast. And once they've got those Heelys,
dude,
I reckon 5-year-old me would set out to become the best Pokemon trainer there ever was.
Yeah.
I think
that checks out. Look, light up shoes, guaranteed to increase your speed by at least 45%. Minimum.
Alright. That's 100%. A fair call. That's a fair call.
Minimum. That's the conclusion of the sandbox question today, everyone. 2021, year of light up shoes.
Mate, get on those Heelys. I know you can get them in adult sizes, so go find a pair.
My mum never let me get them, and I'm still off her to this day.
Yeah, I don't think I ever had light up shoes, and I think we're gonna have a pretty serious discussion once we finish recording this. Tell you what, it's gonna get heated.
Yeah,
Mum. Hey, Mum, I need to talk to you.
I could just imagine Cody sitting there at the dinner table. Every time his mum speaks to him, it could be something completely irrelevant. He just has that bit of spite, like, you remember that time that you didn't let me buy those Heelys?
Yeah. She's like, hey, Cody, you're on dishes tonight. I'm like, am I? Did I have Heelys when I was 7.5 like I wanted? That's what I thought. Those dishes won't be getting done.
Man.
Sorry.
Yeah, Mum, I can probably drop you off at your appointment tomorrow, but, you know, might take me a while to organize myself because I never had the Heelys when I was 5.
That's good.
So off her. Get it together, Mum. Awesome. Anyway, lads.
Well,
sounds like that's a wrap.
I reckon if we were to chat anymore, we'd probably end up getting a little bit too crazy, and discussion points would seriously put us at concern for health risk.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you enjoyed listening to what we had to say, check us out on our socials. We are on Facebook and Instagram at Mouthful of Sand. Any feedback you have for us, regardless of whether it's how great we are or whether it's how we're genuinely detrimental to the podcast industry, whatever it is, we want to hear about it. So please let us know. Got any suggestions for things we can talk about? Tell us. Keep it coming. Our podcast can't really happen without you listening and giving us that support.
We want to talk about what you want to hear.
Precisely.
Exactly. And hey, if anyone made it this far, good work.
To those that did.
Hats off to you guys.
Keep it up. Hats off. Except
Take
me
it
and
easy,
Lucas, because
guys.
we don't take our hats off.
No, never. Take it easy, guys.
Peace. Cheers.